Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oroma Osawe, aka Dollface Roxy. I hope you all are well. I hope you are keeping well, and I hope you're having a great weekend. This video today actually is a request from some of my subscribers. I've gotten several requests to do a video on the brushes I use and how I use them, I was actually going to make this video today, and then I think I got, like, should I call it a sign, because then I got another request today asking me to talk about my brushes and show the kind of brushes I use and how I use them. So without talking any further, actually this video is going to be a video on my makeup brushes. I have a lot of makeup brushes. I am not going to actually talk about all of them, because if I start talking about all my brushes, then we're going to be here till God knows when. So I'm just going to pick out the main brushes I use, the very important ones I use, and I think the ones that are actually beginner friendly, so that everyone can see the kind of brushes I use. So first thing first, those who have watched my videos know I actually start with my eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I actually use my eyebrow pencil, or I use my eyebrow pomade. So since we're talking about brushes, I'm going to be showing you the brushes I use, or the brush I use for my my brow pomade. So I've got one of the brushes from Morphe here, which is an angled brush, as you can see. So the reason I like the reason angled brushes are good for your eyebrows is because of the way they are shaped. So it's actually very easy for you to actually draw a straight line. So if I got my okay, let's say, so this is my brow pomade, is the brow pomade by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if I use that brush to take the product, that's what it looks like there. It's a very thick brown pomade. So if I use that brush to take the product, right, and I actually use that to draw a line on my hand, you can see it's a very precise straight line there. So that is what I use to create or to draw my eyebrows. And sometimes I actually have another eyebrow oh God. And I also have another eyebrow another angled brush I use, which is that one there. This one I got it from Amazon, and it is it's called Lydia Professional, angled brush. That's also the one I use for my eyebrow. As you can see, it's the same shape with the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the same shape, but that one there is a little thinner, which I prefer using. So I use that one there for my eyebrows. So that's the brow. That's those. No, I'm confused. Let me get on to the next thing. For my eyeshadow brushes, I've actually got a lot of eyeshadow brushes, but I'll show you the ones I use that are actually my favorite ones. So I've got these two brushes here. If you can see, they're quite similar in shape. It's just that one is bigger than the other. If you can see, one is bigger than the other. So I always start my eyes using that one there, and this one is the Morphe M504 brush. The reason I like this brush is because I put this one down. The reason I like this brush is because of the shape and how full and fluffy it is. So if I took my eyeshadow, right, and I try to deposit it on my eyelid, it actually spreads everything out. It spreads everything out on my face. And also, guys, note the way I always hold my eyeshadow brushes. If the closer you hold the brush to the bristles, the harder and the harsher your application would be. But then I like to hold my brush here. I like to hold my brush here at the tip of it, and then I hold it like a pen, like I'm about writing. So this actually makes it easy for me to manipulate my brush to the corner or the sections of my eyes I like, if you can see that. And then because I hold it towards the end of the brush, it makes my application easier, it makes it smoother, and then it makes it blend even better because it's not harsh. So this is the first brush I always use. If you've noticed my brushes, I always use this one, like right there, right under my brow bone. I use that, which is like my transition area. So I always use that to apply my transition color, and that has always worked well for me. And then the next brush I use is this one here, which is quite similar, like I showed you earlier, is this one here. But this one is a little pointed. It's more pointed than that one is. And this brush is by MAC, and it is their 224 blending brush. So this one is a little more precise. This is a little more precise than that one there. So I like to use that one right in my crease area. So I take this one, say if I have used an orange color with this brush, and I go in with that same orange color. So because of the shape of this brush, that same orange color will apply even deeper because it's pointed there. So it will apply even deeper in that same area. So what I do is, when I have used this one at the top, I use this one here right underneath there, right underneath there, and then I use it to deposit the same color, but because like I said it's pointed, it deposits even harsher. And then one thing I will tell you is, no matter how many eye brushes you have and no matter how many blending brushes you have, always make sure you have a clean one. This one should be your standby clean brush, so you use this to blend all your colors together. Try not to put any product on this brush because you need it to be clean as it can be. That's what you use to tidy. That's what I use to tidy my eyes, and that's why my eyeshadows always look like they're well blended, because I always have this to blend everything together. And then another brush I love to use is this brush. You can see it's quite flat on the side there. It's flat, but then when I turn it this way, it's wide. This brush is perfect for getting into that part there, your outer V. So I use this brush to like apply my colors to the inside of my eye and then down there. So you can see if I hold it that way, it's shaped like a V. Is that okay? So if I hold this brush that way, you can see if I hold it there, it is shaped like a V, which is perfect for the outer corner of the eye. So I use that to always apply my color, and I apply it in like an outer V shape. So I go in there, I bring it down, and then I go out. So I go up, out, down, and up, out, down. So I use that to always create. If you can see behind my lashes, I have the black color there shaped in a V. That's the brush I use to do that. I actually really love this brush. And an alternative to this brush is the Morphe. It just says Morphe. It hasn't got a number, but it is a Morphe brush. So an alternative brush to this one is another Morphe brush, and this is the M456 brush. It's also like that, although this one is more precise. If you can see both of them, I'll actually hold on. So I'll actually use this tissue, so hopefully it creates a white background for you to see. So if you can see both of them, one is small, one is much more of a V than the other, but they actually do the same thing. They do the same thing. And if I turn them to the side, if you can see, they're actually flat on the side. So they come a little flat there, both of them. And then that's because it's perfect, like I said, for going right in there without actually moving any other color or moving any other products on your eye. And I actually love Morphe brushes. It's like my favorite brush brand. I love Morphe brushes. And I went ahead and I got two smaller blending brushes, which is also two Morphe brushes. And this is the Morphe M506 and the Morphe M507. These brushes are actually really small. They're same as the blending brushes I showed you at the beginning, the bigger ones, but these are like the smaller, or let's say the baby ones. These are the smaller ones. So these are I actually love them because I actually use them to blend some colors that are in like really hard to reach places. I use them to blend those colors without actually having to move other colors. So these brushes are like some of my favorite blending brushes. They apply nicely, they blend your colors nicely, they get into the heart. So they blend nicely, and they get into the hard to reach areas, like say the inner corner of your eye close to my tear duct, or let's say if I have like a lot of colors on top of there, and I want to blend only the black you see there. So if I use this big one, if I use the big blending brush to try to reach the black there, it will make the black bleed into other colors. So it's a no. But then if I switch to that one there, look at both of them. They're actually nearly the same shape, but one is bigger than the other. So if I switch to that one, the little one there, to blend the black, it does the job nicely. So it blends the black color, it blends it right there. As you can see, it goes in right there, and then it blends it without having to let the black bleed into the other transition colors, and then it keeps the eye still nice, and it keeps it still, you know, very neat. And then I'll have to talk about my face brushes now. First thing first, my powder brush, and this is the Real Techniques powder brush. How you know a powder brush is how round and how soft your powder brushes are, because if I use them on my face, you see how wide they apply. As soon as you as soon as you apply your powder and apply on your face, it widens, so it actually covers a lot. Okay, it covers a lot, you know, in a very short time. It actually covers a lot with your powder. The reason I like this is because it doesn't pack on much product. It packs on just the right amount of product. Once again, it's the Real Techniques powder brush. It packs on just the right product, and then it deposits it evenly all over your face, so your face is not patchy, your powder is not creased up. It just gives you a nice, smooth and even finish. This is my best powder brush so far. I haven't used much powder brushes, but so far this is my favorite powder brush. The next thing I would like to talk about is my foundation brush. That's that brush I have there. Now this brush is it has got no name. It's not any brand. I got it from the £1 store. I got it from the £1 store, and it's actually a very good one. Seriously, I saw this brush in the £1 store, and I felt the brush. I liked the way the bristles were. It's really nicely packed, as you can see, and I decided to buy it just to try to use my foundation. And guys, I have not looked back. I love this brush. For the price, £1. It's got no name. I wish it had a name. I would have put the name, you know, down in the list of brushes, but it's got no name, and I actually love these brushes. It applies my foundation nicely on me, on my face. It applies my foundation nicely, which I really like, and it does the job within a short while. I've covered like the whole of my face. And then to actually make my foundation application even more even and make it more nice and make it nicer, I go in with my beauty sponge there. Guys, bear with me, my brushes are not very clean because I just use them to apply this makeup. So I use my beauty sponge there to blend in my foundation. This actually helps me push my foundation more into my skin. It's quite dry now, so it's gone back to its normal size, but when I actually wet my sponge, it doubles in size, and then it makes it better because it's bigger, it's softer, and it covers everything. Say within 10-15 seconds, it's covered my entire face. So I love this. I like to use this first, and then I go in with this, and it makes my foundation application a lot nicer, a lot smoother, and then as far as I'm concerned, it makes it a lot better. And then the next brush I would like to bring up is my blush brush. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. I like the way this brush is shaped. As you can see, it starts out really narrow, it widens up, and then it narrows again. So that's why this is a blush brush, because it actually goes right on the cheeks there without having to deposit more color or deposit any blush like outside the apples of your cheeks. So I like to use that because of the shape of it. There are actually a lot of blush brushes out there, but because of the shape of this one, as you can see, because of the shape of this one, I like to use that one because it goes right there on my cheeks. So I use it there. This is how I hold my brush, and I use it right there. Or should I use that one right there, and then it goes right into the apples of my cheeks without actually leaving colors on, say, right underneath my eye or on my contour. So it goes there, and then it gives me that nice look, which my it leaves my contour is still neat, and then my blush is actually neatly applied using this brush. The next brush I would like to bring up is my highlighter brush. This brush, I got it from I think I got it from Amazon, and it's called the Studio 5 London brush. This is what this brush looks like. It's nearly shaped like my blush brush, but it's just a little bit longer. So the reason it's longer is so like it doesn't move any other product. Say I have my blush there, this now will not move my blush. It's not going to actually put highlighter on my blush unless I take it down there. So this is perfect for going right on top of my blush, as you can see. So once you use it, just one swipe, it creates that nice, line of highlighter. But I'm not one who just likes the harsh line of highlighter, so I like to even deposit even more on, so that it actually overlaps on my blush, or my blush overlaps on it, or they overlap. So what I do is I use that brush there, I create the first line of highlights there, and then I create another one actually very close to my blush, so that they kind of overlap each other. The reason I like this, I have a lot of highlighter brushes, but this is my favorite one just because of the way it's shaped. I have the large fan one, but I don't know if it's me. I find out that with that one, it takes me a while to continue applying and applying and applying, but then this one actually is precise, and I like this one. So this goes right into where I'd like it to be, and then there's no long drama. I'm done with my highlighter. Everyone goes home happy. The next brush I would like to talk about is my bronze. Anyway, it's this dual fiber brush here. This is the MAC 187 brush. It's called a dual fiber brush because it's, as you can see, it's two-tone there. It has a lot of bristles under, like you said, the black part has a lot of bristles there, and then the white part is a lot thinner than the black part. So the reason is that way is because, so that when you pick up your product, right, this helps you distribute your product evenly, if that makes sense. So when I pick up my product, it's not much, because the white part or the lighter part of the brush is it's not as densely packed as the black part or as the bottom part of the brush. So this is a lot lighter, which makes my bronzer application a lot more easier, and makes it a lot more diffused, if I use that word. So this makes my application a lot more diffused, so I use that to even out my bronzer without making it too harsh. Because bear in mind, your contour or your bronzer, your bronzing powder, is that product that can go from 0 to like 100 real quick. If you watch, like, I have a video on this makeup, and when I was applying my bronzer, I actually forgot about the product I was using, how pigmented that product was. I don't know what I was thinking, but I went in with a lot of product, and when I put it on my cheek, oh my. So that is what a bronzer or a contour does to you. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So this brush actually helps diffuse is the word. This actually helps diffuse that product and makes it apply evenly on the cheeks. And I used to have another bronzing brush, or I used to have a bronzing brush actually, and that used to take a lot of product, which most times I got it wrong, and I had to start fixing everything, using my powder and everything to balance my face out. But with this one, I find out with this one, because it's dual fiber, which makes it easier, so it helps me apply my bronzer evenly on my cheeks. And then I'm actually very satisfied with this one, so I think I'll be using this brush in a long time, for a while. I'll be using it for a very long time. So this is once again, this is the MAC 187 dual fiber brush. And The next brush I will bring up is my smudge brush. In my makeup videos, you actually see me smudging my eyeshadow, like underneath my bottom lashes. You see me smudging my eyeshadow there, and the brush I love to use is the Rankine E07 brush. This brush, I got it again from Amazon, and it's actually a very affordable brush. I will look for it and I will include the price. I will actually include the prices of all the brushes I have mentioned on the screen. So this is my smudge brush, and it's actually it's a small smudge brush there, if at all if the camera can pick that up. Yeah, so that's a small smudge brush. I use that on the bottom of my waterline. Because it's really small, it goes in there and it does the job nicely. It doesn't actually deposit products in my eye, which my bigger smudge brush used to do that, deposit eyeshadow right inside my eye, and that used to be uncomfortable. But this is a smaller one, which I really like. And this does the job nicely without any discomfort, and it applies the colors evenly, and then it blends out really nicely as well. The next brush I have is a Morphe. It's like a pencil brush. See there, it's actually tiny, it's really pointed, it's a pencil brush. What I use that, I'm saying, talking for myself, what I use that to do is to apply apply color to my inner tear duct. As you can see there, that color you see there, I use that brush to apply that one. To me, I feel this is the easiest brush I can use to get right into that corner without disturbing anything or disturbing any color. I get right in there, and if I want as well, I can spread the color down to that place. So depending on the shape of the brush, that's the shape that works for me the most. I mean, people use different brushes, and I've tried different brushes and none seem to work as much as this one did. So this is my favorite brush to use to go right into the inner corner of my eye or my tear duct to deposit colors or highlighters. This is the best brush for me to use. And it's a Morphe. It hasn't got a number, it hasn't got a name, but it's just a small pencil brush. The next brush I have is the Rankine E06 brush. Actually, it's same brand as this one, is slightly bigger than the one I showed you previously that I used to smudge my bottom lashes. It's a little bit bigger than that one, if you can see. So what I use this to do, I use this to apply my brow bone highlight on days I want to apply highlight. I didn't do that today because I didn't really want to do that today, but if I wanted to apply my brow bone highlight, I go in with that one there, because I like the shape of this brush. It's same as this one, but I don't know why. I don't know why I prefer this one. This is the E06 brush, and this is the E07 brush. So I prefer to use the E06 brush to apply color on my brow bone. I think maybe it's just me, but I believe it gets actually in there without disturbing any other product I have on my eye. It gets right in there, and it does the job nicely for me anyway. So it's not expensive, it's affordable. It does the job nicely for me anyway, and then I'm done, and that's the end of the day. I call it a day with my makeup application. And then this may not be a part of this video, but I would like to actually mention this one regarding cut creases. I'm not perfect at cutting my crease yet, trust me, I'm not perfect. But I have this brush here. It's a random brush I got from the £1 store. This brush did not come like this. It came with it's actually a very flat brush. As you can see, it's really a very flat brush. So it came with it came with this shape, definitely came in this shape, but then it had like a lot of tiny bristles sticking out. So whenever I used it to cut my crease, it didn't give me like a nice precise cut crease. So I used one of my scissors, like a baby scissors. I used that to actually shape it even more, to make it easier for when I cut my crease, and also when I try to define my eyebrows with my concealer. This brush actually works well for me now, which it didn't used to do before, until I had to customize. Yes, I had to customize it to suit my needs. And right now this is one of my best brushes for defining my eyebrows and also for cutting my crease. So there guys, these are the brushes I use at the moment to create my to do my face. These are all my face brushes. Not all my face brushes, but these are like the brushes I use like on a regular to do my face. And without these brushes guys, I will be lost. I will be lost without these brushes. I love the blending brushes I mentioned. I love the face brushes I mentioned, and these are what make these are the things that work for me. I'm speaking, you know, for myself and myself alone, because I wouldn't want anyone to come and actually call me out. I wouldn't want anyone to call me out. So these are the things that work for me. These are the brushes that work for me, and these are what I use. Some other people may use these brushes differently. That is the thing with makeup. Say the one rule with makeup is there are no rules. Use whatever works for you. You can use your you can use a blending brush as a blush brush. You can use a blending brush as a highlighter brush. Whatever works for you, just do them. You do you. Don't do someone else. You do you. I do me. I do what works for me. Someone else could get all these brushes same as I have here and decide to use them, you know, totally differently, and then it works for them. But one thing with makeup is there is no right and there is no wrong. We're different people, we've got different features, we've got different faces. You do what works for you. That's my advice for you today regarding my makeup brushes. You don't have to go get these brushes to think, oh, these are the only brushes I need for this. No, there are so many brushes to get, and I will keep looking out for brushes. I will keep shopping for brushes, and whenever I get something new, any new products, like be it eyeshadow, brushes, lipsticks, anything, I would definitely talk to you guys about them. So these are the things I use on my face, and this is what works for me. This is what makes me feel put together. This is how I get to put my makeup together. I hope you enjoyed this video guys, and please leave a comment in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell button. You're welcome to share my video with your friends and family if you like. I would like that. I will see you in my next video. Oh, and once again, before I go, I actually have a video on this look. I have a video on this makeup, just in case anyone would like to see how I created this look. I actually like this. So if anyone likes to see how I created this look, please comment on the comment section, and I will do my best to upload a video on this look. But my video on the brushes will go up first, and depends on who likes this look, I will actually post this look second after this video. I thank you for tuning into my channel guys, and there is nothing else I can say. I think I said everything I can say today, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you very much for sticking with your girl. Thanks for tuning into my channel today. I hope you like this video. I hope you like this look. I hope you like my hair. I am loving this look. I am loving my hair, like really so. Seriously, really so. I'm loving my look. I will see you in my next video, and until then, remain safe, remain well, and remember to stay indoors until all this blows over. Thank you very much guys. Bye.